Holy shit.
Okay. What's the meme about the 58 shit?
58K, that's like Denise Sott's thing. It's just like 58K gang. Like, I don't know, they just like that price for something.
I guess. Well, anyway, welcome to Satoshi Chats episode 25. My name is Jack.
And my name is Casey.
Today is October 13th, 2021, and the BTC price is chilling around $58,100. We've done it. We've hit the mark.
It's been a while, and yet it hasn't been a while since our last upload. I think it's been roughly a week, maybe week and a half,
I think
but
maybe like 2 weeks.
like so much has changed in terms of the price.
Right. I think we're clear skies ahead. Clear skies ahead for sure.
Clear skies
Forecast is
ahead.
good.
The hurricane of tumultuous shit times when it was going down is over. Not that I didn't spend that time gladly stacking my heart's content away. It's just,
For sure. Well,
I mean,
Casey,
I would.
you know what
Yeah.
happens when there's hurricanes?
What's that?
There's floods.
Oh, that's true. And when floods occur, you will need a quote unquote arc. Would you agree,
Yes.
sir?
Perfect segue into our first little chat of the day. I'm gonna pull up a little article.
The old Bitcoin magazine. We've got a piece by Jeremy Garcia, one of our newer contributors, who's given us a couple of good pieces now. It's called Satoshi's Arc Will Save Bitcoiners.
Nice little graphic in the background too.
I know, this is one of my favorite graphics we have here at the magazine. It's the little boat, and I've used it before in many ways. It can be about lightning. It can be about, just adventure. It could be about like ideas. And in this case, it felt perfect because it was a boat and there was no land in sight. And this story is about like Noah's Ark and how obviously he built his ark despite everyone else thinking he was crazy, and he followed his heart and followed what God told him to do, and he was the one who was saved. In the same way, Bitcoiners have been given this opportunity, and they're following their heart and doing what they believe they need to do to save themselves, while people around them just point and laugh. And I think that's a very interesting idea,
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Bible stories, but you don't really have to be a genius to kind of figure out the relationship between those two. We are every Bitcoiner is Noah, and stacking sats is building a huge arc.
Seriously. And as we stack these sats, we're just getting ready to protect ourselves from the oncoming flood of fiat inflation. And I mean, already we're seeing these supply chain disruptions and price raises and just major disruptions in our economic activity. And so already we're seeing the effects of inflation and various things that Bitcoin will protect us from. And it's certainly been reflecting itself in the price recently.
Yeah, I'm reading the piece that says you're wasting your time. Where is the flood? You're a fool to think that the flood is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the flood is creeping up. The flood is creeping up. I was telling Casey just before we started, I needed a quick. My car's oil pan was pretty messed up, and got to get that replaced, obviously, because you kind of need that. And the guys were telling me that I had gotten the last oil pan specific to my car, I guess, in the entire southern region of my entire state. So, I mean, how is that? Well, how is it even possible? It's not like I have a car that's insanely old. Why is there nothing everywhere? Why is
Not
everything
even rare. It's a very common car, and it's like,
very common car?
and that was a common repair, uh, like an
It's a
oil
pretty
pan.
standard, yeah, it's a pretty standard piece of the vehicle, you know.
Yeah, like what
Really
happens if someone
expect,
doesn't like? Can they use a different oil pan? Can they
right?
like literally? What would happen? Would they tell them like, "Whoop, sorry, your car's scrapped"? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's getting weird. That's for sure.
And just like that, like, oh, we have the last, like, it didn't overcharge me or anything, obviously, but you know, when will that start to happen? And I'm guessing it's happening pretty much as we speak, because you know, why couldn't they say, well, we have the only oil pan in the southern part of your state, give us twice as much money. And if I say no, they're like, all right, well, where else are you going to go? um and
Well, just like
actually, go ahead.
the fact that it's so prevalent that like we hear about it on the news and stuff, but it's just happening to you. Like about anything, it could happen,
Right.
and it's so prevalent right now that even your car's oil pan, they're like, oh, that's out too. Like,
Yeah, just the
you
most
know,
random thing. Yeah, and as I was leaving the little dealership area, like, there's other car, you know, car brands, car companies that are like around, and like all their lots are just empty. Like, they don't have cars. Like, they literally don't have cars. Now that's like might be a separate issue because of whatever someone wants to say about chips or whatever, but still, the point is still there, is that we don't have, things are more scarce nowadays.
seriously, things are getting increasingly scarce, and it's insane. And so yeah, this story just talked about saving yourself from this increasing scarcity. So I pose this question to you, Jack, now. If you were facing a flood like this and you knew it was coming, would you prefer to even out the building of your ark over a long period of time in order to maximize the cost of your build,
Wow.
or would you rather just have the boat as soon as possible, just in case
That's
flood?
that's what a segue. I thought my segue was good, but that's an insane segue. So pretty much, let me just reiterate. So you're asking me, if there was a massive flood coming, would I, you know, trickle my time and money and materials building a boat or an ark, or would I do it as soon as possible? And the answer is, I would do it as soon as possible, because the literal flood is coming, which
Right.
perfectly segues us. That was an outstanding segue. Perfectly segues us to another Bitcoin Magazine article called DCA, dollar cost average, isn't as effective as going all in on Bitcoin. The the commonly cited method of dollar cost averaging might be less effective than lump sum purchases. And that was written by I don't know who is that.
Joaquin Book,
Shout out Joaquin.
one of our great contributors here at Bitcoin Magazine, and
Shout out
uh,
Joaquin.
I love this little graphic behind it too. This was a good one.
Yeah, it's a
You
nice
bet.
one.
But yeah, he gives us good story here about how DCA may not be, it is the most commonly talked about, at least it seems like commonly talked about way to stack Bitcoin. Basically, you would purchase Bitcoin in small amounts over a long period of time in order to minimize your exposure to volatility. But it seems like, according to the numbers that Joaquin here has run, most of the time, roughly, I believe I recall saying somewhere around 60 to 70% of the time, you will make more money dumping or doing a large sum purchase versus the dollar cost average.
Right. And I mean, yeah, we could get into the numbers here, but pretty much what I'm thinking in my mind is Bitcoin goes up like Monkey explained. Bitcoin goes up, so the sooner you buy, the better it is because Bitcoin goes up. So like why would you spread your purchasing when Bitcoin is going up all the time than to just buy it as soon as you can?
Yeah. And I mean, we're in a bull run.
Yeah. So what are some numbers here? There's a lot of
So
numbers.
like he quotes something right here, right? From Money
How
Chimp.
far down are you?
I'm at this part where he says Money Chimp writes, dollar cost averaging will win if your start date falls right before a dramatic crash, or at the start of an overall 12-month slump. Unless you can predict these downturns ahead of time, you have no scientific reason to believe that dollar cost averaging will give you an advantage. I think according to the context of the quote, he was talking about any general strategy for investing, and then he plugs in the idea for Bitcoin, where so he does use Hasmacook, another contributor here at the magazine. Daily purchases for the last 5 years on dcabitcoin.com, you get $18,000 invested for a total of $260,000, 1,300% return, which is very good, very good. $18,260.
Right. But we could do better.
5 years ago, Bitcoin traded at 568. Lump sum purchase of 18,000 would have afforded you over 32 full coins for a total value today somewhere north of $1.5 million. That's an 8,400% return, quite a lot above the 1,300% profit.
That is a higher number.
And you know, that's one example. He does go down later to say if you had extremely poor timing buying Bitcoin in early December 2017, which I myself literally, that was the first time I bought Bitcoin was at its peak in December 2017.
I remember you bought $20 worth in science class.
It went down to like $10 or $9. And that would have yielded you now 452% still, which is funny. But you would have been down for quite a while. So obviously the lump.
So what was the outcome in that example with the poor timing? What's the difference between DCAing and lump sum in that example?
Wait, what? Repeat that question. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So I'm reading here. Total returns until today now between 202 and 437 return. Not terrible, but only a little bit less than what a DCA plan starting then would have yielded you 452%. Wow, that's actually surprising because that's probably the poorest timing buying, and yet it's really it's barely, if not anything, less bad than DCAing. So
yeah,
even when you pick the worst time possible, which most time isn't the worst time possible, it's pretty much proven that lump sum will yield you a higher return. That's so interesting.
Yeah, this is actually one of the most valuable articles ever written on Bitcoin. It just kind of hides away here in Bitcoin Magazine, but it really does tell the story. Like, just fucking get on it. Like, we have millions of charts of TA, whatever. It just dump, put all your money into Bitcoin. Like take the house, sell it, put it into Bitcoin. Like, it's that's the way here. So
I like this last at the very end. He says, ironically, the more bullish you are on Bitcoin's long-term prospects, the less favorably you ought to look at DCAing. Smooth your purchases over time if that makes you sleep better at night. But for superior long-term performance, you're probably better off just plunging headfirst into the deep end. That's amazing.
Yes.
Joaquin
Book. Great contributor here at the magazine. once again, this was a DCA isn't as effective as going all in on Bitcoin, hosted on Bitcoin Magazine, edited by yours truly, published by yours truly.
Nice. Those are two really good articles. We do have Bitcoin ETFs coming up.
I heard one wasn't approved. I forget what it
Really?
was.
Is that the well, the soonest potential approved date is October 18th. This is what it says from Bloomberg, reliable source. But yeah, it says ProShares Bitcoin ETF potential approved date October 18th, Investco October 19th, and then it just October 25th, and then one on November 1st. So I don't know. I didn't hear about that, but that's interesting.
I mean, looks like everything's happening pretty quickly here.
Right. I mean, yeah, there's only 5 of these, but what are the odds all 5 get denied, and then like someone else is going to come up with one that will eventually get approved? I'm curious. Like ProShares, let's just, for example, you heard about one getting denied. Let's say theirs got denied. I wonder what the process is of how can they what do they change it up a little bit and they could reapply or something, or is that kind of
I guess it would depend on the criteria for which they were not accepted,
right? Well, we all know why they weren't accepted.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, I wonder if they do accept the other one, per se, would it be the differences custody or the way they intend to offer the ETF? I don't know, there could be various little nuances in the way that they intend to sell the product or actually have the product.
Or one of the other ones fucking bought out the fucking SEC or whatever to say, hey, deny this, and then
it's true. It could be a giant inside job.
But that's just a conspiracy. But do we have anything else to talk about?
I mean, other than the Bitcoin price being almost fucking $60,000 pretty soon here. Okay. So we got on Bitcoin TV.
Oh yes, our every new episode from now will be uploaded on Bitcoin TV. And do we have a link? Is it Bitcoin TV /Satoshi chat?
The link is bitcointv.com/a/Satoshi_chat/video channels. I wonder if I can just do Bitcoin TV.
Link will be in the description.
tv.com/Satoshi_chats. Let's see if that works. No, you got to do the full thing.
All right. Well, anyway, check us out on there. We got extremely lucky. God bless Mr. Odell.
Yeah. So thank you. And we will absolutely upload to there. And we're going to continue to upload to our other places as well, for at least for now. Could change.
Oh, the most important part. Let us know what you think about our new set.
Oh my God, I know.
We've been working really hard, so we decided to finally get a proper set.
Studio, in the stew.
Yeah, we're in the stew. We're cooking it up. So
it's really been a long road with Satoshi Chats. 25 episodes.
25 episodes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Keyword. What's the keyword?
What is this keyword for?
First one to comment, first one to DM one of us. Whoever is first. All right. No matter on any platform. Special word is Casey, what's the cat's name?
Oh, this cat, just say His Royal Highness.
Just put a royal cat is the keyword
for royal cat. Yes.
Let's see how many sats. We just
Well, let's just tip them on Twitter. That makes it easy.
yeah, have your Twitter tips on, and
We'll tip you.
yeah, we'll tip you. We'll tip you a little
Little sat tip.
a beer sized tip.
Right. Fucking beer size tip. Royal Cat. Thanks for watching, everyone. It's been a pleasure.